We interrupt our program to bring you a special broadcast.
Boom! Headshot!
Hey, it's Clay. Welcome to another League of Legends game. This time I am going to do a Why by Akali. Akali is quite a champion. She is a ton of fun to play, very interesting, and she can be extremely strong in like some of these less competitive, normal, less coordinated games. I mean, she is the absolute definition of a snowball champion. Yeah, just kind of wanted to talk about her. We're going to talk about her skills, her abilities, her strengths, her weaknesses, her playstyle, all that good stuff, as well as display some gameplay from a recent game that I actually just finished. Let's just kind of start things off with her abilities. Well, first of all, I just have to note that I don't really know what good starting items for Akali are, because this game I go into the top lane, and we actually go for a little invade here, which is pretty sweet. But I go to the top lane, and since they changed it that you can no longer go 9 pots, 2 wards, which is like a perfect start for Akali, I just don't know what to do, because I want to buy a ward, but if I buy a ward, then I can't do like boots, or I don't know if I want to do like a health regen bead or whatever, so it's just kind of whatever. But so I think I started with 5 pots and 2 or 3 wards just to kind of see how it goes. And what do you know? Here comes Cottontail Teemo. Poor guy. He's going to get absolutely stomped. Yes, that is going to be the death of him walking, face checking into that brush like a boss to get annihilated. So we're going to steal red and then get into lane. The laning phase is actually a little bit boring, so it'll give me some time to talk about her skills and abilities. So first off, her passive, Twin Disciplines. This is a very interesting passive. They reworked it. Used to be a lot more complex, and it required a specific rune page, but basically it's kind of a trade between your attack damage and your magic damage, and then they kind of help each other out. So it really benefits to build her as a hybrid, because if you build, let's see here, let's just go ahead and read it. Her basic attacks deal 6% of your magic damage, which increases with ability power. So basically, if you build ability power, you will gain increased attack damage on your basic attacks. Then, if you build attack damage, you actually gain Spell Vamp. She gains 6% Spell Vamp, increasing by 1% by every 6 bonus AD. So if you build AD, then you gain Spell Vamp. And it all just kind of works together very nicely. Her kit is designed to be a hybrid, and I would say that she definitely excels in that role. So it really benefits to build items like Gunblade, Jinsosos, whatever it's, I don't even know what they're called, but any of the hybrid items. Not so much like Trinity Force, but definitely hybrid items are good. In general, I would say you maybe want to lean a little bit more on the AP end than the AD end, just because her Q specifically does not scale with AD, while her E will. But it definitely benefits to get a little bit of both. So a core item on Akali is definitely the Gunblade. I pretty much get that first item almost every game with Akali, unless I'm doing something like going against like a Garen or a Darius where I really feel like I need the extra armor. Then maybe I'll start with something like a Seeker's Arm Guard. I think that would be a good item because you can always build that into a Zhonya's Hourglass later in the game. So, and it gives you that extra armor and AP. So, but overall, this passive is really interesting, and it definitely benefits Akali from building both at AD and AP. Her Q, Mark of the Assassin, this is her main damage tool. It is the main source of her burst, and it has a 2-part effect. So the first part is a ranged nuke. You can use it for farming. You can use it for harassing. I take a point at it first, and I max it immediately. It has a very short cooldown, but the damage is actually split in 2. So when you land the Q, it will actually proc, or actually it will create a mark on the target, and then when you auto attack or use your E, it will proc that mark, and then the mark will explode and deal extra damage and restore energy. So basically the most efficient thing that you want to do is land your Q on your target and then auto attack or use your E to proc it to gain that little bit of extra damage. Yep, it's definitely her main source of damage, and it's just essential to kind of get that down where, you know, your main part of your burst is getting a Q. There I just threw a Q on Teemo, but I'm probably not going to be able to proc it just because there's a lot of minions in the way. And he's got a blind that could cause me to miss. But this is your main damage tool. You want to use it early, use it often. You're an energy-based champion, so there's really no reason to not use it when it's on cooldown. There, I threw another one at I think I threw it at a minion actually, just to get that farm. But if you're against a ranged champion like Teemo, you're going to use it a lot for farming. Like I said, it's a core part of your burst as well, is creating the mark and then proccing it with your auto attacks or your E. And it's a really great ability overall. It will only scale with AP though. That's one important thing to know, that it actually has, and both the hit and the proc together have a 90% AP ratio. So very, very high scaling if you can manage to get both the Q and the auto attack in. So overall, very strong part of her kit. Now her W, this is a really, really interesting part of her kit. This is what really makes her an assassin. This is her Twilight Shroud. Basically, she throws down a smoke grenade, and it will create a bubble where she goes invisible if she's long. And she also gains some really nice armor and MR buffs while she's in that bubble. If an enemy has an Oracle or a Pink Ward, they can see her. But if not, then she will be invisible, and then you can, while you're standing in it, you can attack, and you'll only briefly be revealed, and you'll go back into stealth. You can use it to escape. It just has a huge variety of uses, and I would say that a really good Akali player will learn how to master this skill because it's really, really useful. And I would say that some of its best uses are, you can use it in a team fight to actually get in the middle of, get on top of an AD carry but stay safe. But it's probably best used as an escape tool. You can use it at really interesting angles, so consider something like this little ledge here. If you actually place your shroud so that it would cover this whole area in the middle, you could actually escape to either the bottom side of this ridge or the top side of this ridge. It just makes for really, it makes her really difficult to catch. It allows for a lot of really cool jukes. And it definitely is just a really, really cool ability, and it's just really nice. So, but you got to keep in mind if the enemy team is wearing an elixir or if they're stacking pink wards, if you get fed, they will probably, at least one person on their team will probably start buying pink wards and throwing them down almost immediately when the team fight starts, just so that you are not given that little window of safety, because it is extremely powerful. So. Yep, I'd like to take 1 point in this ability early, like maybe at level 2, but then just kind of let it sit there until in max it lasts. You can actually use it for farming in more of a difficult lane. You can throw it down kind of at the front of the creeps, and it will allow you to only, you can get up close and auto attack and then go immediately back into stealth without too much fear of harassment. Overall, very, very strong and a really fun ability to use. So then next is her E, her Crescent Slash. This is an AoE. She'll swing her axes around her, or her commas around her, and deal damage to everything surrounding her. And the biggest thing about this is that it will actually proc her Q. So that's the biggest thing to remember, is that it will actually, you can use either auto attacks or use your E to proc the exploding the mark on your Q. So using it right there just to wave clear, it's her best wave clear ability. You can use it as a part of your burst. You can throw out a Q, get in there close with your ultimate, and then use an auto attack, then use an E, then maybe another Q, then another E. It also has a very short cooldown, so use it quite a bit. Use it for wave clear. It's a pretty strong ability overall. It scales a little bit more with AD, so early on it does a little bit more damage. Okay, right here, this is actually something I wanted to talk about. So this is actually a prime example. Oh, I'm tweaking out right here. Okay, there we go, that's better. Okay, so this is a really good example of using my W. Sorry, I'm going to go ahead and back up, and even though I'm talking about my E, I want to highlight this, because right here I see Volibear coming in for a gank. I get Teemo really low, but I realize I probably can't get him, so I throw down my Shroud, and then use my ultimate to actually jump to a minion and escape. Really, really easy way to get away. Just fantastic for keeping yourself safe. Volibear is going to stay around, and I kind of had a hunch on this, so I think at some point I'm going to go ahead and throw a ward in that brush. As Teemo's trying to heal up so he can get in on do some damage on me, but there I face check it, get the ward down, and throw it down again, and you can see it's actually slowing Volibear. He's going to try to flip me, but that's okay. I'm going to get my Q, get my E to flourish it, and do a lot of damage. So twice used it there to stay safe. It also has a slow. I don't know if I talked about that, but a nice slow that makes it really, really useful. So overall, really good use of my W there to be safe. Getting back to my E. This ability I like to max second, and it's pretty straightforward. You pretty much want to use it as a part of your combo. You want to use it to proc your E, get a little bit of extra damage Also, some AoE is really nice too. So it's a strong ability overall, and it's something that I max second. Lastly is her ultimate shutdown dance. Just use it right there on a Teemo. This is when you get it at level 6. You turn into a beast. This is what makes Akali fun to play. I mean, she's extremely mobile. She is extremely capable of getting tons of kills. Basically, you're going to jump on him right there and go ahead and pick up that kill. Piece of cake. Basically, what you do is you jump to your target. It has an 800 range, which is very, very big. That's like, I want to say that like, I'm trying to think of something off the top of my head what it is, 800 range. That's like Twitch with his ultimate active. That's pretty crazy long range. You can see just chilling here thinking that I was going back when really I was not. So you jump to the enemy, you will do damage to them, and it has extremely low cooldown of 2 to 1.5 to 1 second, but it does work on a charge system, so similar to like Corki's ultimate. Trying to think if anything else works on a charge, like Teemo's mushrooms kind of works that way. So basically the idea is that every, let's see here, at level 1 it's every 35 seconds you will gain a charge to a maximum of 3. So you can hold up to 3 charges and you can use them all immediately after one another if you want to. And then when you gain a kill or assist, it will actually reset and give you an additional charge. Using my ultimate there onto Teemo, using my, ooh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to pick this up because he's going to run me through his mushrooms very smartly. But it will reset when you get a killer. I believe it's just a kill. I don't think it's assist. Oh, it is. It is. Gaining a killer assist will restore an Essence of Shadow. So that's really huge right there. So when you get into team fights, you can just start jumping around on people, QEing them, and getting a ton of damage off. It has I wouldn't say it's the most damage at max rank. It does 250 with a 50% AP ratio. So it's not necessarily about doing tons of damage as it is just about getting you in close to really, really wreck people. It is a really fun ability, and it's probably one of the best mobility skills in the game. Just because, I mean, think about like Katarina's Shunpo, that will also reset, but she can only do that once, whereas Akali can do it 3 times. You know, one negative about it though is that you cannot go to like a ward or a friendly minion. It has to be either to an enemy champion or minion. See, I'm going in deep onto Teemo. He's going to get away with his flash. I probably could have followed him in with my own flash and then ultimate, but decided not to dive him there. Definitely, in hindsight, could have picked up that kill, but diving a turret, I would say Akali does it quite a bit, actually, compared to other champions. He's going to just chase away Bull Bear there. If he wants to fight me, that's fine. But it looks like Teemo's actually back. Looks like he wants some more. We'll see how that goes for him. But yeah, so really, the biggest thing about this ultimate is that it is really fun to use. When you're playing Akali, you really want to keep track of your number of charges. If you actually look on the bottom left of the screen above Kali's little picture, you can actually see that I have 2 and it's ticking up. So right now I have 2 charges stored. That's a really important thing to know. You just need to be aware of how many charges that you have. You know, and sometimes it's okay to go ahead and use one, like especially when you get a couple of points in it, start ranking it up, then the cooldown goes from 35 to 25 to 15. I believe that this was actually recently nerfed. The recharge rate at lower levels, I think, used to be a little bit faster, but that was recently nerfed. But late game, that really doesn't matter because it's still 15 seconds late game, so she's still a beast. And then also, one quick note, she was recently nerfed as well, but that was to her Q. It reduced the initial damage up front, but then increased the AP ratio slightly. So it made her early game a little bit less effective. Her Q is definitely her main source of damage. So if she's not going to do as much early on, she's not going to be quite as effective. And that hurts Akali because she is, by definition, a snowball champion. So you want to be beasting early game. But anyways, those are her abilities. So basically the idea is that you use your R to get in close onto a squishy target, use your Q to get the mark and then pop it, and then you also want to use your E for a little bit of burst. Continue using that rinse and repeat. You can use your W to keep yourself safe or to get away or to kind of escape in the middle of the fight. And you just want to get a lot of kills. I mean, you're an assassin, so the basic role of an assassin is to kill squishy targets. So in this game, we're looking at like Nidalee, Vayne, Teemo, Kassadin. All of them are going to be relatively squishy. Specifically, Vayne is going to be my primary target. Every time I can get on top of her, I'm going to want to and take her out. So, so far in this game, things have been pretty boring. Actually, look at this. Teemo is lying in wait for a little gank, and I totally make this mistake. And he's going to pop out at me. Volibear's going to get me. I actually jumped to him, but then he flipped me, throwing down my W. Probably not in the best position, but then look at this. This is what really gets me right here, are these flipping mushrooms. There used my flash, and one mushroom after another, and I get totally burned by those mushrooms. So had Teemo not littered this area with mushrooms, I would have certainly gotten away. I kind of juked him out with my W, thinking that they thought that I would run back towards my turret. And maybe in hindsight I should have, but oh, those stinking mushrooms. I think for sure I could have gotten away, but then I ran into the mushroom field. So that's a little bit sad. My first death of the game. But I have managed to really... Let's go ahead and organize these guys. I am way ahead of Teemo in farm, 128 to 74. Kassadin's in the mid lane. Vayne is in the bottom. Morgana's in the mid lane. There's our junglers. So just to kind of take a look at this game, I have really been bullying Teemo out. I mean, I've got considerably more farm than he does, almost double. So feeling really good about things in the top lane. And really, with Akali, her playstyle is such that early on, you want to be passive. Levels 1 through 6, you are relatively weak. Until you get your ultimate, you really don't have a lot of killing power. Now watch this. I just come right in through lane, see Teemo, I dive in on him. He's going to flash away. That doesn't matter, because I am a beast, and I'm going to finish it off with a Q and an Ignite and picking up that kill. So let's go ahead and watch that one more time. Just seeing him. Gonna ultimate in. There's an ultimate Q. They're getting an EQ. There's another ultimate. There's another prop that mark. And then one more ultimate. There's an auto attack. There's a Q, and there we go. So your basic burst combo is just a combination of throwing a Q, proccing it with an auto attack or an E. So I'm just absolutely stumbling through all these mushrooms. This is really annoying. So using your ultimate to get in close, using your Q, popping that mark, using your E for a little more damage, and then continue on. That time I used all 3 charges, so that, like I said, is important to know how many charges you have. If you can, you definitely don't want to necessarily use the charges if you don't have to, but I felt like I was so far ahead of Teemo. I just had bought, and I was really feeling far ahead. I finished my Gunblade, so that's a huge burst of damage, and I used that on him. So I felt like I could pick up the kills, so I went really aggressive, and it paid off for me. So, yeah, but like I was saying earlier, early on your gameplay, you're going to want to be a little bit more passive just because you need your ultimate in order to get kills. You have to be able to get in close. There I'm diving on him again, just really being aggressive, then using my ultimate to get away once I see Kassadin. But she just allows for some really, really interesting gameplay. Using my Shroud to slow Teemo, but then realizing this was no good, so I'm going to just ultimate back to an enemy minion, as I'm just going to give up this tower because I'm a little bit low. And yeah, just overall, being very aggressive. I want to be aggressive. This is definitely Akali's time to shine. I am sitting on level 13. This is my wheelhouse for my time to be aggressive. I finished my Hextech Gunblade. I got my boots of mobility, so I'm going to need to start roaming, and I'm going to need to start getting kills. That is definitely what you want to be doing. Akali is definitely, once you hit level 6, you want to be really aggressive. You want to be getting kills, because it's at that point that you want to start snowballing your lead. You want to get a lead, and you want to snowball it. Because, Akali is only good with items. She's only good if she can burst down an enemy AD carry, and in order to do that, she needs items. So it's at this point that I really want to start being aggressive. Now, it looks like our team is going to go ahead and try to do a dragon, but it looks like they're going to contest it. I'm taking a spear there, but I'm just going to try to finish it off, and I see Kassadin getting low, so I'm going to dive in, get one. It looks like we get another kill. Blitzcrank goes down, but there, watch this. I'm just diving in after all these people, getting a double kill, triple kill. Can I get the quad? There's the quad right there. So 4 kills. Really, really nice team fight. Let's go ahead and slow that down. So I just went crazy there. But basically what I was doing is singling out weak or squishy targets, ulting to them, QE, and then just continuing. So right here, I'm going to actually slow this down into half speed. And we're going to watch this real slow. Oh my goodness, this is tweaking out right here. But that's okay. So we're doing dragon. We're starting on dragon. And the enemy team is coming. So just watch me. Let's go ahead and get the UI away. And I just want to show you exactly what I'm doing and who I'm focusing. So my first target was Cassidon. I take that spear from Italy, but I'm not concerned. I really want to get this dragon down. Volibear's coming in the mix, but that's okay. Now, right here, Cassidon, I see that he's low. There, I dive onto him, throwing my key, my Q, my E. Gonna get the kill right there. Throwing down my W to be safe. Right there, jumping now, next onto Teemo. There's another kill right there with my ultimate. Now I got another charge, jumping onto Nidalee, getting another kill right there with my QE. And then lastly, onto Vayne. Gonna wait till I see her. There goes an ultimate QE, and there we pick up the kill. So, getting a nice quadra kill. Who is the one that I didn't get? I really thought I had the Penta here. It wasn't Cassidon. I got Cassidon. Now, who was second? It was Volibear. Okay, so Morgana picked up the kill on Volibear right there, and I was not able to. But a nice quad. That was really exciting. I was pumped out of my mind right there, and that is exactly what I'm talking about being aggressive at this stage in the game. I've got my Gunblade, and so I'm feeling really powerful and really, really strong. And right now, I'm really fed. I think I go back and buy a death cap like straight away. So like 33k gold, no big deal. Let's go ahead and check that. Yeah, 3,000 gold, not a problem whatsoever. No big deal. I mean, just absolutely fed right now. So things are looking really, really good for me. I'm going to go ahead and throw down my Shroud just to slow them if they're going to chase after Morgana, which actually they are. But, so yeah, overall that was a good team fight. And you can see my mentality there, going after Cassidon, going after Teemo. The only target I didn't go after was Volibear. They were going to blow up Teemo right there, going to dive onto him, hit a QE. Just again, being aggressive, because I can fight. I'm definitely strong, and I want to fight. So actually, right here, I'm getting really, really weak. Oh, shoot. So it looks like they actually must have had some sort of AoE. I think it was Cassidon who was damaging me, even though they couldn't see me. It looks like Trundle is just going to go ahead and try to 1v4 or 1v3, no big deal. So we kind of threw it there after that really good dragon fight. A little bit of a derp. Didn't end up picking up any kills, but yeah, so using my Shroud there to try to stay alive, but it didn't work quite so well. So yeah, now at this point, when this was a really nice play by Morgana, getting a nice binding, a nice ulti, and she is a dead Vayne. That is good, because Vayne was really the only scary one. She has 8, 3, and 8 with 144 CS, so she's pretty scary. But I'm all equally scary, and if there is ever a counter to Vayne, it would be an assassin such as Akali. So, able to pick up my Rabadon's Death Cap, and now from here, like any squishy target I see, I'm going to kill. I mean, it's as simple as that. See a squishy target, whether it's Vayne, Cassidon, Teemo, even Nidalee, I just want to get in there and kill people as fast as I possibly can. And so right here, I'm just roaming, and I get a really fortunate find here of Nidalee, who is probably not even watching. QE, ultimate, and an auto attack, and she goes down. So right here, again, we're putting the enemy team on the defensive. I'm getting another kill. If I can jump onto Cassidon, actually, I'm totally going to. So waiting for my team to initiate. We got Morgana and Varus for a lot of CC. Gonna throw down a ward there, which actually comes to totally pay off. As Morgana and I see Volibear starting on these Wraiths. And there goes a nice trap binding. Gonna ulti in, get my QE combo, throw down my shard to give myself a little bit of time. And there we're gonna finish it off with a nice job. Now I'm looking onto Vayne, and I actually end up getting both the double kill, Vayne and Cassidon. It just happened so quickly. I want to watch it one more time. So right here, let's pause it. I'm using my Shroud to keep myself, you know, because I don't want to take the damage from Vayne. She'll wreck me. But we got to finish off Volibear because he's really low. So they're jumping on him. Good job. Now from here, maybe run away. Nope, gonna dive in onto Vayne. Gonna QE both of them and ultimate and get another couple of kills. So again, just totally snowballing this game out of control. Like I said, that is what Akali does. She gets a lead and then she punishes people for it. She absolutely just is capable of really, really snowballing a game out of control. You know, because any squishy target, any high damage there, I'm going to jump on a Teemo. Going to throw a Q. There's an ultimate and an E. And there was one more ultimate and now he's dead. It's as simple as that. And look at this. We're going to find Nidalee here in the jungle. I want to go after her and kill her. That's exactly what I'll take that spear to the face. Oh, man. Too bad that Blitzcrank hook missed. That was the only thing that got her away. But now I'm pinging Baron because we want to do this Baron. We've definitely got a big lead, but I see Blitz getting low. Nice shield, and I'm going to just Q-E-R and finish off Nidalee. So kill after kill, just really getting fed up to 11 and 2 and 5. Getting really, really far ahead here. Ton of gold in my pocket. Let's take a look. Looks like I have almost 2,000 gold. And right here, check this out. Blitz with a beautiful hook. I'm going to dive right on top of Vayne. And nice job by Morgana to get the kill there. Ooh, another nice binding. Only I'm going to take out that ward and the Baron. And that's going to be a nice big lead for our team. We are well in the driver's seat of this game right now. You know, even though Varus didn't have such a good time, Kassadin's got quite a number of kills. Gonna just stomp through all these stinking Easter eggs. But because I have 11 kills, a fed Vayne and a fed Kassadin don't really scare my team that much because I can get on them and I can really wreck them. So it looks like we're fighting again. And this time, my target is definitely Nidalee. She's the only one around, so there's a Q-E-R, there's an Ignite, and she actually gets away. Look at that. I don't even know how she got away. I must have totally underestimated my damage there, or overestimated my damage. But I'm just going to go back now and purchase. This time I'm getting a Riley's Crystal Scepter. I really, at this point in the game, I feel like I have a sufficient amount of damage, as I'm just wave clearing here with my E. I felt like I had sufficient amount of damage. I mean, just you could see how quickly I was able to take out my targets in those team fights. So I opted for a little bit more survivability and utility in the Riley's Crystal Scepter. Yes, I get AP, but the primary reason is the health and the slow. And it really, really allows me to, number one, stay alive in team fights because I'm going to be diving, and I'm definitely going to be starting to get focused. But then number two is I really want to you know, stick onto my targets with my utility. I want to stick on them. Ooh, Blitz, you can get a pull. Blitz, Blitz. Oh my goodness, so close to a max range pull. That would have been a dead Nidalee right there because I was lying in wait, just waiting for Blitzcrank to initiate that. But yeah, I do feel like getting a little bit of extra defense and survivability on Akali is a very viable choice. With some assassins, I think that you definitely want to be buying damage, thinking specifically of someone like Talon. You want to be getting boatloads of damage. That's pretty much almost all you want to be buying. But here you can see I'm getting a Riley's and another Giant's Belt. Not even sure what exactly I'm going to turn that into, but I want to stay alive. I want to get in the middle and get those resets on my ultimate with kills and assists and really start wrecking people. So another team fight breaks out. There's a nice pull onto Nidalee, and I'm going to pick up the kill again. So right there, again, after a Blitzcrank pull, I'm going to do my Q, E, and then ultimate to finish it off before she can jump away. And she just dies almost instantly with all of our team there and with all of the bursts that I bring. And so here, we're just going to be sieging these towers, going to use my ultimate to get these creeps, because at this point I am rank 3 ultimate, so I'm going to be recharging every 15 seconds. That's pretty darn fast. That will definitely recharge. You can see right about now getting one more, and check this out. Vayne out of position, there's a pull, there I'm diving. RQE, and then helping Varus get the kill. So again, I am right here, going to be diving onto Kassadin. QER, just another kill to add to the total. 13, 2, and 7 now at this point. The game has really has been snowballing. Going to go ahead and flash, ultimate, QER, another ultimate, and getting that kill. And there's the surrender. So hopefully, I think that displays just how much Akali can snowball. I think that's probably the biggest thing to take away from this game is I mean, I was ahead of Teemo coming out of lane, but I wouldn't say that it was to the point where the game was over. But then once I got that quad in that team fight by Dragon, the game really was over at that point because it just began to snowball my lead. Every time I found somebody out in the open, whether it was Nidalee or Teemo or Vayne, every time Blitzcrank got a pull, anytime somebody got out of position, I jumped on top of them and just assassinated them as quickly as possible. But that's Akali. She's really fun to play. You know, the combination of her W and her R gives you that stealth and that mobility. She's just a really fun and a really strong champion. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you're considering her, I would definitely do it and go for the nerfs Akali skin because then you are a total beast, and you can you know, make a Moo really sad in that splash art. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed playing Akali, and I will hopefully see you guys again soon. Bye.